So welcome back to DecoyNoise in another episode of Am I the Antagonist? And am I the antagonist for refusing to lie to my mother's husband about how I met my husband? So as always, we read the story in its entirety. I take it over to Decoy Court where I give you my knee-jerk reaction. I read over some of the top comments and the controversial comments, then I read your comments down below. But let's go ahead and get to the story right now. So OP wrote, "My mother and I have never gotten along. She's a very serious, overachiever, type A, and I've always clashed with people like that. She's also pretty self-righteous about things like pride, work ethic, and she just isn't my type of person. I feel bad because I'm her only child, and I really wish she had a daughter she could actually enjoy. My mom wanted me to be a doctor or a lawyer because that's what her friends' kids were doing, but I rebelled pretty hard against school. I left home the day I turned 18 and got by through modeling, working at clubs with a fake ID, and dating rich men. She always said I would understand her disappointment when I had daughters, but I have two and I can't imagine being ashamed of something so petty. I met my husband when I was working as a yacht girl, the kind that just means I was paid by rich men to party on their boats and keep the guests entertained. I did date some of those men and they were very generous. My mom views that as prostitution. I don't know if I agree, but I 100% think prostitution should be legalized, so I really don't care. I met my husband, he scandalized his entire family by marrying one of those girls, and we've been very happy for 18 years. I do have an easy life and I'm not going to lie and say it has nothing to do with looks, but they were my looks to do with whatever I want with. My mom doesn't like my husband. She thinks we both party too much and she was hoping I'd grow up and do something respectable one day. She hates that she enables me to have the life that she didn't want me to have. Well, I met her new husband the other day. He works in finance, nice enough guy, but very straight-laced. He asked me how I met my husband and I told him the true story. My mother was furious and I didn't know she would want me to lie or leave some details out, but it's my story to tell and I'm not ashamed of my life. My husband thinks I should have lied and said it was a full-on prostitution, but he's kind of a jerk. My mom actually cried after dinner, so am I the antagonist? So as always, I gotta take the case and rush it over to Decoy Court so I can give you my knee-jerk reaction to the situation. And I want to go ahead and say that, basically, OP has no problem being a sugar baby, and the mom always wanted more for her and from her. So the mom sees OP's status as the sugar baby as a failure of her own parenting, which, the mother thinks that OP is a prostitute, which is some extra steps, which at some level I think that OP kind of agrees with. OP says she doesn't really know if she disagrees with that whole idea, and then that signifies that she doesn't outright deny it. And also the next sentence is OP defending her occupation as said sugar baby or prostitute. And then she goes into saying that not only does OP's mother have a problem with the choice of work, the husband's family also dislike the situation. So OP's pretty much living the life that the mom says she does, which whatever, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, this could have turned out a lot worse, You hate to say it, but at least OP found a nice guy she seems to enjoy, and they live a comfortable life. It's not like OP got dragged into this lifestyle, like, kicking and screaming with no other options. It just looks like OP found a lifestyle that lined up with her personal values, and she took it. Whatever. The mother can either accept OP's life choices or she can't. It's sad that the mother takes it to heart when OP shares the information, but I would still say that OP's kind of, not the antagonist. Just because the mom doesn't accept OP for who she is doesn't mean the mom needs to be ashamed of her life choices. Doesn't mean that OP should be ashamed of her life choices just because the mother interprets it a way that's different than her, and also it kind of hurts the mother's feelings. This could have been much worse, kind of like how I said before, and the idea that she could have been running around with many different suitors and never really took her seriously. And then I don't really know how long an average yacht girl career is, but it's almost like the mother would rather OP grow out of the sugar baby millionaire lifestyle and would be happier if she was just the day manager at Wendy's. And no disrespect to Wendy's and the people that work there, I love their five-piece spicy chicken nuggets that are available for $1.39 at a drive-thru near you. But if I personally had a choice of being a trophy husband in a millionaire home or working on my feet all day, I pick the yacht every time. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but we'll take a short break right now. Give me your feedback, give me your comments, let me know what you're thinking about the situation. Then we'll read over the top comments, because oftentimes it changes our mind as to what we think about the situation. Maybe we'll take more sympathy for the mother. But let's go ahead and read the top comment saying, they said, they quoted, "My husband thinks I should have lied and said it was full-on prostitution, but he's kind of a jerk." And then they said, "I like him and you, not the antagonist. Your mother sounds like a narcissist, and if you didn't turn out to be the ornament she wanted, tough crap, continue to be happy." Which is a good sentiment to take home for both of them, the idea that you don't need to be her accessory or her crown jewel. It would be nice if you guys kind of lined up. And it even says that the daughter wishes that that OP wishes that the mother had another daughter that she could be proud of, that could connect with her more. But you know, that's just life sometimes, which is unfortunate because you want everybody to get along. You want everybody to love their mother and, you know, be proud of each other, but sometimes that's just life. The next reply to that saying, thanks for helping me rethink the sentence. I thought the husband agreed that OP should have lied because they did meet via prostitution. OP, not the antagonist. There's absolutely nothing shameful about how you met. It's similar to a customer meeting a server at a bar. You guys have been together for 18 years. That's not an insignificant amount of time. Stay happy, which is true. I could see the first years where it's just like, we'll guess that OP was 25 when she met the millionaire guy, the yacht, and then the first couple of years might be rocky because she's like, you know, he's just gonna use you right now and he's gonna leave you. It's never gonna last. He's always gonna have new yacht girls or something like that. But they've been together for 18 years. I think that she's kind of solidified her ability to be with his man. They're gonna be together for perceivably forever. So it's just yeah, the mother needs to get over it, sadly. But the next reply is saying, not the antagonist, we've been very happy for 18 years. And then they said, I think it's pretty clear that your relationship is more than just a bit of fun at a party. And your husband's response also suggests to me that you two have a strong relationship. Your mother sounds like she cares more about appearances than your happiness. But there's nothing to be ashamed of. You lived the way you were and happy and found your husband that way. She should be happy and proud of you. Which is, it's not, life isn't the way you wanted it to turn out to be, so sometimes you just have to live with it. But a reply to that is one of those on fire comments saying, the mom, I don't like the way you live your life. OP, keep looking, hubby. We gotta find out who the heck asked. Huh. I don't understand how that, I don't know. Maybe the joke just went over my head, obviously. But the next reply was, we met at a party on a yacht. Doesn't sound at all that scandalous to me. But possibly people in that world where in Korean society, it's like, it's, what do you call it? Karaoke, where that's kind of the equivalency I'm seeing of this, where it's like, yeah, you have this fancy yacht, you have girls that are just there that are paid to be there as employees to interact with people, and karaoke bars are similar, where it's just like, it's business guys there and they just kind of bring people in to entertain it. It's like if you were in Korean culture and you said, oh, we met when I was, you know, hostessing at a karaoke bar, it would infer something. So them saying it's not that scandalous to me, in certain cultures, and probably this guy's a straight-laced business person, he likely has gone to yacht parties and seen yacht girls. I'm like, okay, so you're one of those people, kind of like how the husband's family perceived her to be too. But the next reply was, yours is a good comment. It makes me wonder how OP literally responds to the question. She could simply reply as much as you have, which would be a polite end of a conversation. I'm all for women being proud of who they are, and I wonder if OP's deliberately going into detail to piss her mother off. Possibly saying, oh yeah, you know, I was just hired entertainment on a yacht to meet some guys or whatever. Like, she could have said it that way, but also, like I was saying before, she could just say, hey, I'm a yacht girl, and that would be enough information just for the guy to like be able to judge her and be like, oh, okay, I know what this is. But the next reply, which is also on fire, is saying, I'm going with everyone sucks here. Your mom did the standard breeder thing of planning their child's future before they were even out of diapers. But to be fair, she wanted a life of independence for you. To be honest, you lucked out. Hundreds of thousands of girls just like you don't luck out. They're taken advantage of, murdered, and all that other stuff. That's terrible, terrible things. The best case scenario is they ended up back in the dead-end waitressing job with no independence and no prospects. Your mother desperately didn't want that for you. Your personal beliefs mean that you were able to emotionally handle those situations, which probably would have left your mother in therapy. Maybe she feels shame that it was her burden to bear, but I suspect that she also feels worry. Worry that your husband is going to grow tired of you and get a younger model. Worry that you could go bankrupt and you won't have any skills to fall back on. Worry that her grandchildren might not be lucky like you were, might not be as strong with you to survive in that world. Worry makes loving parents into tyrants. Try treating your mom like a human being and she might be able to return the favor one day. You know what? Oftentimes it takes us to get to controversial section. You get a post like that, but that was 100% dead on right there. Everyone sucks here. Maybe I even changed my rating with that, saying that yes, I kind of thought the idea with like how long is a yacht girl career, maybe not that long, and the idea is that yes, you got lucky and you hit the jackpot. You found a guy that, like, you know, valued you and wanted to settle down. And you started a life and you had 2 daughters. It all worked out, but for most of them, it probably doesn't. And not having any other skills when you're 18 and she wanted college, doctor or lawyer, being able to provide for yourself, wanted that self-assuredness that, you know, that OP could take care of herself, and she's still kind of in the situation where she probably couldn't. Let's just say, like, what is that, what is it, Grace and Frankie, with a guy, he goes away to jail, and, like, you know, if it was like the yacht girl situation, she would have no means to take care of herself and wouldn't end up in a dead-end job waitressing to try to pay for her and the 2 kids and the mortgage and the taxes and all that situation. I'm making up a story right now, but just the idea that I could kind of see how they say worry turns good-willed parents into tyrants in a situation where she probably is just very scared for her. And that's probably why she cried, where she feels like it's a failure on her. The whole idea where they said she did the typical parent thing where she already planned out the kid's whole life story before they were even out of diapers. This is probably exactly what happened right here, and she feels like she's a failure because she didn't get to leave that impression on OP. So I get everything in this, and this is a very good comment right here. The next reply is saying, they quoted saying, "To be fair, she wanted a life of independence for you." And they said, "Yeah, I might get downvoted for this, but I understand her mother's worries. I believe everyone should strive for financial independence. You should always be capable of taking care of yourself. Sounds like OP had every chance to get a good education, but threw it away to go down the easy path. What happens if that rich husband gets sick and can no longer provide for you and the family? Gambling your entire life on the hope that someone else will provide for you until the day you die is not a smart life choice, and I understand why her mother is upset about that." Which is, this is true 100% up and down. I like that this was upvoted heavily, got all those awards, was on fire, got 5.6k upvotes, so probably the best feedback we could have seen. But maybe we'll find more gems over in controversial. Maybe we'll find some people that are just shaming OP for her life choices, because that's always going to be on these type of posts right now. So let's go ahead and see the top controversial post right now, which I hope that my my computer can handle clicking things. For whatever reason, it's slowed down. But the top controversial comment is, "Not the antagonist. Your mom is the worst. She should be proud of her kid, proud of the kid she has." And the next reply was, "There's nothing to be proud of." Okay, so that's why this is getting downvoted. And the next one is, "She lives her life the way she wants to and by her own rules. She isn't a druggie or living on the streets. What's not to be proud of?" So this is just going to become a degenerate comment strain, because they're just going to attack each other now. But the next reply is saying, "Not the antagonist. I think I like your husband," which is just not moving the conversation forward. The next reply would be, "Not the antagonist. Be happy and live your life. Who gives a F about what your mother thinks? She sounds terrible." And I could see why this is downvoted, because they say she sounds terrible. It's like, what's wrong with wanting the best for your kids and having a old school mentality on what they should do? Maybe the mother's generation just wasn't up to that, open to that lifestyle, and it was a terrible idea. So it's like, just like that other on fire comment said, her heart's in the right place. She might not be saying the right things, but her heart seems like she's in the right place. But the next controversial reply that got lots of downvotes is, "Not the antagonist. You were there to facilitate the party and make sure the guests were having a good time. That's not any different if you were a caterer. Nothing to be ashamed of, and hardly a scandal you met someone and fell in love. Good for you." This, to me, they mean well in this comment, but let's be honest, there are positions at really upscale places that you know what they are. That's like saying that like a go-go dancer at a club is just like, you're no different than the guy taking tickets at the door or a bartender. It's like, no, they're different. They all serve different purposes, and that's just a particular thing. Like, I'm sorry, the bouncer doesn't get hired for his pretty face, but probably the go-go dancer. So I hate to be the devil's advocate here, but they're trying to, like, talk down the situation with semantics, but it's just not true. So let's go ahead and read one more controversial comment saying, "Not the antagonist. You sound like you're doing just fine or in a happily committed relationship. Your mom's shame is her problem." And that is what it comes down to, is just because the mother perceives the occupation, her life choices a different way than OP does, is just the divide. OP seems perfectly fine with it. It all worked out for her just fine, and it's good. But the mother sees it as a failure on her part in parenting, saying that, "I wish that she had more life choices. She could do whatever she wanted. She was, self-sufficient. She had her own career and everything like that." But I'm sorry, if someone has an option for the easier life and takes the opportunity to live that easier life, there's really nothing wrong with that. I mean, she's gambling. She's running the risk of just being put out on the streets, being dirt poor at some point in time, but that's her life choice, and whatever. It's sad that it still hurts her to the core and makes her cry in front of the new husband. I mean, in front of the mother's new husband, but life isn't perfect, and maybe one day she can just kind of say, "I'm going to accept you for who you are." And the idea that they're still having family dinners kind of alludes to that. But I mean, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Go ahead and drop your comments down below, letting me know what you're thinking about, or if you think that it's perfectly fine for her to do this, or she's doing a disservice. So if you kind of have the opinion of that one guy saying everyone sucks here, because I guess she could have been more gentle with the way she broke it to the father, but maybe they're just trying to antagonize him because they're just sitting there and they're with their briefcases and their suits, just kind of looking down their nose at them and their little party people lifestyle, but who knows. As always, I want to make sure you guys are subscribed down below with the notifications on, because if you made it this far in the video, obviously you like the content, and as I'm hearing in the feedback in the other comments is they're watching all my videos but not seeing them in the feed. So do me a favor, put the notifications on and subscribe, because it's really helping me out as I'm trying to struggle for viewership. But as always, if you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me and making it this far to the little celebration screen that I have every time. If you want to support the channel, you can go to DecoyNoise.com/donate, go over to Ko-Fi.com and help me buy me a coffee on there, or go on Patreon and suggest a different video for me to do, and also support me over there. But you don't have to do that, and I don't really need it as much. What I really do need is you guys to share my videos, share my channel with someone that you think would like it, and as always, put this on autoplay and watch the next episode of Decoy Noise coming up next.